So in breaking news, Riverside hates David Riverroll.
No, it loves me. It always works. If anything, that was Squadcast that always fucked me over. That guy emailed me today, like, "Why did you leave?" Like a desperate.
Why did you leave me?
Why did you leave me? Like a desperate, sad pink guy, like waiting for his Asian girlfriend to come home, and she never did. Why is my desk wet? What the fuck? Oh, it's hand sanitizer, I think. Okay.
Did you smell it?
Yeah, it's hand sanitizer. Oh god. Oh, why did I sniff so hard? I'm gonna get high now.
You didn't have to take like a giant whiff of it. Damn.
I wiped it up. I had to take a giant whiff, otherwise I wouldn't have smelled
no.
it.
Okay, I didn't know you wiped it down. I thought you literally legit just like snorted the hand sanitizer into your
it
nose.
off with my hand. Welcome to the Double D experience. Sometimes funny, sometimes serious, but always off the cuff. There are probably a lot of comedy banter podcasts that you can listen to on Spotify or Apple Podcast or whatever the platform is, but you chose this one, so we thank you for that earnestly, for your retention, your listenership, and in advance, sorry.
Prepare to waste about an hour of your life on this fucking podcast.
Well, today, because Dennis was just telling me some stuff off the screen, and it reminded me of something on the screen. Not for the reasons that you might think. You know, like sometimes you get those scam calls or whatever. Like everybody gets those like on their phones, and then you block the numbers or whatever. So to make Dennis feel better, and to make you guys laugh, I'll tell you a little bit of a story about how that happened to me. So.
What happened, David? Tell Papa Dennis.
Well, Dennis, how do I even begin this? Because of COVID, it at the time, and still, if I'm being real with y'all, it's been a minute since your boy has experienced the sweet nectar of the female form. And so I was looking, anybody who knows me personally, and I mean really personally, knows that I am relatively partial to older women. I have been forever. I lost my virginity to a MILF. My last girlfriend was about 10 years older than me. I don't know why. I just relate to them more. I like them. I really like the older women's. If you are a mom and you got that single kid out there, yeah, I ain't ready to help you raise them yet. But, you know, like, if you need yourselves a good, you know, like, plumbing, I know a guy. And it's me. So there you go. Consider that my open letter on my shit podcast. Calling all MILFs. Nintoonist wants your snatch.
And he wants it now.
And so, here's the thing. Didn't have the access to it, I guess, because I don't think I had a job yet. I don't think I had my current job yet at the time. And so I was thinking to myself, like, all right, you know, like I was looking for hookup sites. I was literally looking for those. Like, I put myself on Tinder again, which, ew. All some other stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I was literally looking up websites on like what are the best ways to like meet older women, because I know people do that online. Yeah. I know they do. And I'm not even gonna say the name of this fucking website. The number one on there was like the number one recommended by like this news. It was recommended by like a news article magazine. Like an actual newspaper made this fucking piece. So I'm like, wow, that's weird that they would do something like that. It was something out of Detroit. Probably should have tipped me off, if I'm being completely honest. So I did this. I signed up for this website. I go on there. Everything looks very legit. Very legitimate. There's like this woman about to take this dude's pants off with her teeth. It was a very high quality photo. It like all like the buttons and everything. Like the website design was sleek. It was very sleek looking at the front, and it was like, "Are you a cougar or are you a cub?" And I'm like, I'm a coob. I'm a coob.
I'm a coob who wants to coob.
So I hit it, and like the thing is that this website, it looked like a dating website. I would never go on one of those websites where it's just like, "Hello." I'm calling about the hot, sexy singles in my area.
It's got like Roz at the other end of the line. It's like, what do you want?
What kind of girl you want? Like, I would never do something seedy like that. Not even just for me, just so I would want to sit those women down and be like, this isn't what you wanted, right?
It's time to stop.
And they'd just be like, no. I'd be like, there. Come. I'd just be holding this hooker on my arm, be like, it's okay, sweetheart. You can still be a 4th grade teacher if you put your mind to it.
And you're just like, I mean, since we're here, can we have some under the table service? You know what I mean?
She would look at me all seedy because she's emotional, be like, all right. No, it's okay. We don't know.
Can I just like cop a feel like with your consent?
Who do you think I am, man? No,
I don't know.
No, I'm horny, but I'm not a monster.
Look, but it's also like we're both here.
Yeah,
we're both horny.
I mean, I told you last night how I asked one of my coworkers if she wanted a fook.
Oh yeah, it is true, and
that also didn't go too well for me. Not in the sense that not in the sense that it was problematic. She laughed, but not in like a make fun of me kind of way. Like, cause she was literally sitting there explaining to me like how horny she was as of late, and I'm like, I'm perpetually horny. Like, real shit. Do you want to fuck? And she just burst out like coyly laughing because she was just like, oh my god, I can't believe you just said that, like that to me. Like, she was just like dumbfounded by the fact that I was just so blatant. But I don't know. I mean, a man's got a baby's got to do what a baby's got to do. You know, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's also like most of the time, it's like seeing honesty like that is like really rare nowadays. So it's like
it's all I know how to do. I don't know how to walk up to a stranger and like fucking suave talk some random person into fucking me. That doesn't happen as often as one would think.
I know, that's what I'm saying though. Like, she's probably like a lot of at least girls are really around her age, probably. Because like a lot of young girls are not used to that at all. Yeah. They're really used to like the the fuckboy types. Like it's like, so yeah, I want to find love, but it's really just like these fuckboy types just want to like basically fuck and basically leave you and never talk to you again.
As long as you're honest about being a fuckboy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different, and then she says no, and then you don't do it. It's as simple as that. And
that's why fuckboys like they're not honest.
Yeah,
like then they just aren't.
Yeah,
like
I
by nature.
I could never fucking do that. Not even just from like a moral standpoint, but like that would literally turn me off knowing that this woman wanted more from me and that I wouldn't be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like, she would have to be retardedly hot to make me even fucking like consider that. But that in itself would literally turn me off knowing that I'm using this woman like that. I mean, I'm not trying to virtue signal here. I swear to God, I'm not. I'm saying that for me, I wouldn't even like that as much either. I don't know how some guys can do that, man. Just be honest. Just tell them you want to fuck. Just tell them straight up.
It's also like really odd too, because like a girl could, let's say, look like really like she could look as if she's the most superficial cunt like on the face of the planet, but imagine like what if she actually is like an actual sweetheart too at heart.
Yeah,
I mean that's the thing.
Don't judge a book by its cover. We just talked about Shrek last night, all about that, and that's basically literally the exact moral of that movie, among the many other ones that make that the amazing picture that it is. But yeah, Before I forget the story, I hate to cut you off. It's just, go. I'm trying to make you feel better with my story of debauchery. So I go on here.
I'm already feeling better just being here.
No, that's good, man. I'm happy to hear that.
Keep going.
I saw Dennis in real life last night. We're gonna tell that story later. That's because that's a fucking good one. Ooh, boy.
Go ahead.
Am I right? Yeah. So I was going on this website. Everything looked so legit. It was supposed to be like a cougar cub website, and if you don't know what that term means, like a cougar is an older woman and the cub is like the younger guy. It's supposed to be like the slang term or like hidden like under the street term for like older women hooking up with younger men, which is what I was trying to do. I was trying to go on like one of those hookup sites for it or whatever, a clean one. That's like a dating site. You know what I mean? Like an actual like dating site for it. Because I'm like, there has to be a dating site for that. There's fucking J-Date. You can go on there and just be like, yes, I would like one fine Jewish girl, please. Like, you can literally do that. That's a thing.
There's also Bumble, too.
Like, Christian Mingle.
Oh, Christian Mingle. Farmers.
There's the farm. I forgot about the farmer one. Yeah, there's ones for all sorts of types. So I'm like, that's actually a very common fetish. And, like, a lot more people do that than you think. Trust me, a lot more young guys hook up with older women than you think. That is the one that I will say is actually more common than you might believe. Not like super fucking common, like every guy does it, but like it's not as taboo as you think. Where like young guys hook up with older women. If anything, they're a perfect match as far as sexuality goes at like a certain time when they're both at that certain times in their life. But I do it. Like the women on here are at their sexual peak. They want younger guys to feel that validation. I want a full-bodied, mature woman who's not going to play any games. Let's do it. I do it. I put my email in.
Oof.
And my name and information.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, it takes me, like, redirects me to this fucking seedy-ass looking, like, Windows 90 fucking 5, like, PayPal looking page with this, like, blonde woman in a bikini talking about, get started today. Just put in your information down below. And, like, it was, like, credit card information straight up. And it was asking for all of that information before I made a profile. There was no profile. That's how you know. There was no profile, so I go in there, and this is the best part. You can't delete your account. It's not possible. It's just not even a feature on the website. So my email's just there. I was getting all these inboxes from Lisa and Roxanne and everything be like, hi, Driverall, are you ready to fuck? Like from these robotic messages. Keep in mind, didn't even make a profile. There's no picture of me. Nothing. It has none of my fucking information on there or anything. And I already had this many women trying to get with me. Like, oh, wow, I'm popular. Look at that. That's the thing. Obviously, you at home, you're probably telling me, you're probably saying to yourself, wow, you fucking moron. Like, how did you actually fall for something like this? I said before, I would never, ever, ever make an account on a website like this. It masqueraded itself as a dating site. It literally looked like a completely different website before, where it was about dating and, like, talking and profiles and everything, and it didn't have none of that. It was literally just a website that completely throws you out of everything until you gave it all your monetary information. All of it. To the point where you literally couldn't even click anything to delete your account. It was completely broken. Other fucking, like, scan websites couldn't even find it when I was trying to get rid of that shit. I think eventually I was able to somehow get my information off of it, or I think, like, if an account isn't active for so long, it eventually stops. But it was going to, like, my main inbox on my email and everything. It was like, fuck. I would have to, like, go every time and keep blocking these messages because it was all I could do. I couldn't delete the account to get it to stop. It wasn't a thing. This was the #1 older woman, young man dating site recommended by a legitimate fucking newspaper out of Detroit. And it was a fucking scam website. It was a legitimate newspaper recommended thing. Everything about it seemed so fucking legit, but it wasn't. It was the worst, and my boner deflated in such a way that I realized, you know what, none of these websites are probably real. There's another one. There's, like, Adult Friend Finder. But again, I don't want to give any of these people my information. It's so fucking... I realize it's actually, like, it's more seedy than it looks. And I believed it was something real for a second. And they got me. So, Dennis, if you almost got scammed recently, if this makes you feel any better, go right ahead. That I got horny and... That's the thing, man. I would literally...
My horny was a different thing. It was just like, I want money.
I know you wanted money. But for me, it was like a different kind of thing. And like I said, I thought it was legitimately just a dating website. That's part of the reason I even re-downloaded Tinder. I mean, because I was just looking for hookups, and I heard it was a good place for meeting older women. Fucking wrong. Fucking wrong. That is a young person's app. That is a young person. Dude, half the time on Tinder, I get literal dudes. And before anyone like listening to this be like, wow, dare you, David, so fucking insensitive. How dare you call, like, a trans woman a man? I'm not talking about trans women. I'm talking about literal fucking dudes. I've talked about this on the podcast before, just like Manny. Oh, hey, Manny. What's up? Oh, I just matched with George. Hey, George. Like, literally like that. It's like, it's so awful now. And I only downloaded it out of some, like, fucking, like, depressive, horny desperation thing. This was before I started talking to women in real life again. Like, the real ones are a lot better. I'm not gonna lie. The real ones that have, like, faces and shit and, like, souls, I like those ones. They're cool. And, yeah. So, that's my story about how my email address is out there on this fucking... scam, the Prince of Nigeria website, like, to meet older women and everything, and how the website itself, you can see every link, but you literally cannot physically click anything until you give it all your fucking monetary information. #1 recommended to me by that Detroit newspaper. So fuck you, Detroit. I hope every single one of you continues to lose your job in the automotive industry while getting mugged. Assholes.
Or shivved in the middle of the street.
And again, I would never ever sign up for one of those like hot sexy singles in my area fucking websites. But it didn't look like that. It literally looked like it was like fucking OK Cupid or like fucking what's the other one? Match. It looked like Match.com. It looked so fucking legitimate as like a dating website that I thought that's just what it was for that specific niche. Fucking wrong. I got overwatched. It was terrible.
You got Blizzard.
I got fucking Blizzard, dude. Oh my god. It was just fucking A, was that stupid or what? I just we're 15 minutes in already. God damn, that was a story. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the first out of a couple of stories that we're gonna tell today. Dennis.
I did.
Everything I do for this podcast, Dennis, I do it for you. And also for the listeners at home.
Same for me.
Please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and leave us good reviews and all that kind of stuff. It really means a lot. Please, I'm so hungry. Anyway.
And please also leave us comments, because also I'm starving. Like, literally, it's hard enough that we have to record out of a cardboard box, but it's like, we need some food out here. All right, guys?
We literally had to take it from this dude we saw, like, when we were walking through Edgewater, which we were like, first of all, what the fuck is a homeless dude doing in Edgewater?
Yeah.
But he was there, and, like, he started swinging at us, and me and Dennis just, at the end of the fight, we just got that Bokes, and now we got mean acoustics up in here. This shit sounds nice. It's like, woo, listen to that.
Yeah, and not to mention we have a riverfront fucking view, dude. It's like,
oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah, do you hear that? Listen to the water flow. You guys hear that in the background? We're sitting on the waterfront right now. Yeah, you hear that?
It's not catching it.
No, it is. I heard it.
Oh, did you? I mean, I was swirling my water bottle.
You mean your totally not water bottle?
Oh yes, exactly.
That's the Hudson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm already growing like a third dick. It's fucking great.
I was wondering what this thing was under me. I sort of feel it sort of bellying up on the inside, and I think it's a uterus. I think I'm growing a uterus, dude.
It's like, what is that, the 5th belly button of yours today?
Dude, I can get pregnant. So if any hot, sexy singles on that website wanna have a baby with the fucking tallest and sexiest esports commentator this side of the coast, hit up your boy.
You know where to reach me.
Hit us up at Double D Pod.
I swear to God, I'm gonna change my Twitter handle to like Asian man who lives in a box underneath a parking garage.
That's more appropriate for you, and I frankly would love it if you did that. Secret Asian man.
Angry Asian homeless man. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, so we'll move on to the next story, I guess. Today's episode is going to be a story time podcast.
A little bit,
we decided. So last night, Dennis, we saw each other for the first time since like last October. In real life. Mm-hmm. We went on a date.
We did.
It was romantic.
Yes, it was
we
very
kissed
romantic. Yes, we also had some tongue. Hold up.
Like spicy curry.
Man who tried to scam me is trying to message me again.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Give me 1 sec. Just gonna find your ass. Where the fuck are you?
Oh my!
You fucking cocksucker. Where the fuck are you?
Send him the link to that website. Send him the link to that that adult website and tell him like, listen, man, I got the hookup on some fucking fire MILFs in our area. He'll probably see that and be like, hey, that's the same VPN we use. It's probably you. Fucking asshole.
Gonna delete WhatsApp forever?
Yeah.
Fuck WhatsApp to begin with?
Some people use that if their bosses are like out of the country. I almost did a job recently before the job that I have now, and the current job I have is so much fucking better. I'm doing less work for so much more money. And the guy was based out of the UK, so we would need WhatsApp and everything. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of dumb. Now I have to constantly communicate with somebody like from a 6-hour time difference.
which is always nice.
I trusted my gut. Me and Dennis had a whole conversation last night about my guts. and our lives and the like. You know how it is. But before that, what went down last night, Dennis, on our little excursion to the finest bastardized American Mexican food this side of the coast.
That rhymes with Chipotle.
Chipotle.
We saw a male Karen in the wild. And
the wild.
It was not a pleasant safari, I will tell you what. I've had my own experience with a more commonly known female Karen, as at a post office, no less, and the crazy bitch literally called the cops on the post office, and the cops literally came.
God,
was literally fucking nuts. And like I was also there because this was after Ida had hit, like I think a couple days or two after.
Oh, this was recently.
Yeah, this was recent. So like this was after like basically Ida, a couple days afterwards.
Oh my lord.
It was what do you call it? So a lot of people's mail basically kind of got not a lot of people didn't really receive any of their mail after Ida, simply because the post office it was pretty bad over there, and not to mention like at least the post office that's near my town, or at least it's in my town, I had like 2 people working there, and like nobody else. There was one girl on the front desk, one girl working in the warehouse in the back, and then the manager. And like, yo, this crazy fucking old bitch, I swear to God, like she was like the one, she was right behind me on the line, and I basically had some tracking numbers that I was gonna give to the lady at the front and just be like, oh, can you like just see if you guys have these, because like it was supposed to come to my place, but apparently it said like go and pick it up instead at the post office. And so I moved to the side as she basically like, you know, went and told the lady in the back, oh, hey, check these numbers. And then the lady behind me comes up to the front desk, like, and she may as well have like stamped her way up to the front and everything, but she dead ass, like, dude, I cannot fucking stress this. Like, it was so funny, because like, dude, she didn't like, you know, when you usually go up to greet someone at work, it's kind of like, you know, like, oh, hello, how are you and stuff. Yeah. Yo, this lady, like, I swear to God, she just walked, like, she's like, it's like, where's my mail? Oh. Like, and you know, without even skipping a beat, the girl at the front, like, she had such big cojones. Like, it was so funny, because, like, she was just like, what?
Because we're not putting up with the shit.
No, at all.
Very
Absolutely
good.
none. And like, she was just like, what are you talking about? And like, it's like, my mail, where is it? It's like, I don't know where your mail is. It's like, you know, yes you do. I know you're stealing my mail. To the lady at the front of the desk.
No one wants your women's housekeeping, you dumb bitch. Like, no one's taking it. You can go to a supermarket and get however much that's worth for like fucking like, you know, 120 cents or whatever that shit goes down. Can I ask what color like the girls behind the counter were? Because I feel like that's gonna, like, what color was everybody? Because I feel like that's gonna influence what happened here.
It was so funny because like
was it like an old white lady?
No. Well, the lady that was being a Karen was an old white lady.
Yeah.
The woman at the front desk was a black chick.
Yep.
And
figures.
the lady in the back was a little old Asian lady.
Yeah.
And then I think the manager was also Hispanic, and he like, you know, like, like she was like, it's like, I want to speak to your manager.
Oh,
it's like literally, I was like, oh my God, I heard it for the first time in the wild. I mean, it was kind of also like, you know, like what the fuck's your problem? Like, you know, for me to this old bitch, because it's like, you know, like, what the fuck? Like, no one wants your shitty ass mail to begin with.
Yeah.
Unless like you were expecting like a money like a money order or something, but it's like, you know, Like, what the fuck would these people want with your mail? And
exactly how much worth do you think it is to these people behind the post office counter who are probably making a poopy doopy wage? Exactly how much worth do you think that Hallmark card from your grandson, like the little thank you note that his mom made you write for like the fucking Hot Wheels that you probably got him, how much do you think that's worth to them? I hate, like, I don't understand how, like, these people come in with a God complex and a fucking victim complex somehow at the same time. It's like, you're God. How could you be a fucking victim? You're fucking God. Which one is it? And like, oh my lord. And sometimes it can be rooted in racism. Like, these people at the Chipotle last night, they were actually both Latin. It was like, it was an old Latin man is who it was. You know, they can sometimes be very hot-tempered as well. Mm-hmm. But this lady that you're telling me about now, it's like, is it just from fear of people being different? I feel like it's one of those things where, like, so many people are just so unhappy or angry, and it's the same thing as, like, they blame whoever's president at the time. Yeah. And that's what causes them to vote differently next time around, and that's still how American elections go down most of the time. It's like, whoever's president has nothing to do with that, you dumb bitch. It's like there's something in your life with your psychosis and your psychology that you need to work out. Just because you have the fucking inability to self-reflect on anything you do doesn't mean everyone else in the world outside is around you. So much easier to blame other people for your problems than it ever is yourself to grow from that shit. Which is what Karens fucking come from, like this fucking bitch you're telling me about now. Like, how do you have a God complex and a victim complex at the time? It's from a distinct lack of willingness to understand anything different, dude. I can't believe she called the cops.
Yeah, that's the
fucking
thing.
Post office workers. Like,
I haven't even gotten to like the freaking like the juicy part of it. It's like she literally first threatened to call the cops. She actually called the cops, and the cops actually fucking came, and like they came right as I was leaving to because apparently like my orders they said like the carrier was
just jacking it in the corner this whole time. What were you doing?
I mean, dude, like I was so like secondhand embarrassed for like everybody like involved and even hearing this, because it's like what the fuck is your problem, bitch? Like, god damn, like calm the fuck down. Like, no one gives a fuck about your stupid fucking mail. No one gives a shit. Really. No one could care about like Old Ladies R Us Association. Like, no one gives a fuck about your stupid fucking mail.
Like, the people who were trying to scam you were doing it online. The Prince of Nigeria. Like we were talking about. That's where the shit actually happens. I understand you don't understand that because you're a fucking like 60-year-old boomer, you know, wasted all that time doing coke in the 80s and now fucking ruined the world for the rest of us environmentally and economically. Now you think people are stealing your mail. All that shit's gonna die with your generation, you stupid bitch. I hope someone is stealing your mail. I hope someone steals that woman's mail and takes a fat poopy doopy into it and then lights it on fire in the snow in front of her house. Says, this is what you get for being racist. Fucking asshole.
Cunt.
And a kunt.
And a kunt in general.
A kunt kinte.
It's dude,
fucking
like that,
A, man.
That was one
Swear
time.
to God, man.
And now let's fast forward to yesterday.
Well, what happened when the cops what happens when the cops showed up?
I don't know. Like, it wasn't even like I always imagine like the
what if she was right?
Oh god.
What if they were stealing her mail?
I mean, look,
twist.
The thing is though, like for me, at least for the stuff that I thought I was supposed to get, because like I had all like ETA dates and everything on these packages, and they were supposed to be coming to my place, but I think like after Ida and everything, because especially around where my street was, it kind of did flood because I was at the top of the hill, and a lot of the people and the road coming up to it is like from the bottom of the hill to the top. And when Ida hit, like a good chunk of over there basically kind of got flooded, and cars were legit moved. Like, that's how bad it was from parked spots. And
I had a friend who didn't get home from our job until 5 in the morning. A coworker who did not get home until 5 a.m.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And so, I mean, so because of that, like, I kind of understood, like, think it's like, I'm probably not gonna get my shit on time. Like, so, like, I figured, like, fuck it, I might as well just go to the post office and see what's up. But, yeah, like, dude, I was literally, like, the cop showed up, and it was, like, a lady cop, like, she was a bit hefty, and I'm like, so this is, like, the people who they send for this type of shit. It's, like, because this is, like, really not an issue either. It's, like, you're not gonna need, like, a fairly, let's say, strong guy cop for this. Like,
yeah, we got ourselves a 931 over here. Where's our fattest cop?
Where's our
Jenkins,
cop?
you go. Yes, sir. We got a dumb bitch at the post office. A 313. That's I repeat, a dumb bitch at the post office. Call it in.
Like, and the thing is, it also sounded as if this wasn't the first time either. Cause
it's never the first time.
I know, but that's why, like, it's like you called the cops, like, let's say 3 times on this place, and clearly they couldn't, like, and I think even, I don't know for sure, but it also seems as if, like, police officers obviously can't go search through a post office, just because, like, it's like
they need a warrant.
They need a warrant first off, and not to mention, like, post offices being like, I guess a government, an entity. It's like, I'm pretty sure there's more red tape that they have to go through to get that warrant anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like these cops are like, "What? I'm not fucking gonna go and do that. Like, that's gonna take forever. Not like it probably would take forever." And so that's why, like, they indulge this dumb bitch because it's like, protect and serve and all that crap. So it's like, like, I have to, like, I bet you, like, that lady who got, like, on the dispatcher, she was just like, "Hey, Jenny, you're gonna have to go down there." And it's just kind of like it's like this old bitch again. It's like, yeah, this old bitch again.
No, there's got to be some sort of precedent where if, like, somebody calls the cops for, like, non-issues that many times, there's got to be some sort of precedence for that, right? Where, like, some, like, person who's, like, considered maybe too old or whatever. Yeah,
maybe.
No, I mean, I'm gonna look that up. I'm actually kind of curious.
Wait, looking up what exactly?
Is there a certain amount of times you can? Well, the first thing that comes up is how many times you can take Plan B. Is there a certain amount of time? No, it came up again on the autofill. Fuck you. I got nobody to give the Plan B to. Fuck off.
It's like, I would like to.
You can call the cops for non-issues. I don't know. I mean, it's not. I'm not getting that immediate, like, instant gratification American answer that Google would just come up and give me. I think it's something that I'm gonna have to read into, because I'm pretty sure it's illegal to call 911 for a non-emergency. I think it depends on the state.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
To repeatedly call 911 in California for non-emergency reasons can lead to fines as high as $200 per call. Wow, I thought it would be more.
Nah, but that Karen would probably fight those, like, basically fines anyways. It's like, no, like, this was an issue. My mail is in danger.
My mail is in danger. My mail is somewhere out there, lost, lonely. Who will help it?
So, I mean,
what if someone's reading it?
Look, whatever this bitch's, like, deal was, I honestly thought it's like, dude, like, or not dude, but, like, fuck it, bitch. Like, think, what is your fucking major malfunction, really?
Like, she fucking pisses herself next time she sees a black girl, fucking asshole.
Dude, like, if it wasn't for those screens that were basically between, like, the lady at the front and then this crazy bitch.
Yeah.
I honestly thought, like, I was about to see, like, an actual fight. But I know, like, most people who work a front desk, like, at a post office know, like, maybe don't escalate shit like that. But it's like, dude, I'd be so, like, I know for a Karen, it's like, you can't match their level of, like, emotions. Like, you gotta, like, kind of, like, be like, I don't give a fuck about you. It's like, fuck you. Like, I'm just gonna, like, see you squirm around and flail your fists in the air. Like, that's, like, what you gotta do when you deal with Karens.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, bro, like, this bitch, like, just would not fucking drop it. And so, like, basically the end of the story was just like, by the time, like, I basically got my I got told, like, basically what was gonna happen with my orders, like, they were coming that day and I got them in the mailbox. But that very same day, like, I legit, like, right after I walked out, cops pulled up right in front of my car, and I'm just like, wow, wow, they actually here. Like, oh my god. Like, I just could not, like, I could not believe, like, the audacity on this bitch, like, to, like, I'm pretty sure, like, you wasting these fucking cops' time,
yeah,
like, on this dumb shit. Like, are you fucking serious?
Could have been out catching real criminals. There could be some domestic violence case that just, potentially wasn't able to be answered as quickly, all because of this. I can't think of something worse than wasting a cop's time, because, like, I can think of things worse, but you know what I mean. It's like,
yeah.
because cops are already asked too much of in society. That's part of the reason that, like, a lot of people hate cops now, besides, like, a lot of the obvious reasons, is that they get called for things that they don't know how to solve. You're supposed to call a cop for, like, a bank robbery or, like, a violence threat or issues like that, where the solution is a guy with a gun, rather than something like, I don't know, losing your fucking mail. Which probably didn't get delivered on time because there was a fucking flood in the entire area, you goddamn stupid bitch. It's like, and the thing is, I don't even think this is necessarily just the audacity of the caucasity. I think this one is, but, like, another thing is, like, last night, as well as this other story that I had.
Oh, yes, you can tell this one.
Yeah, last night, I mean, when we were, me and Dennis just went to a Chipotle, because when we used to do our Let's Plays together, we would always get Chipotle. It was just kind of a tradition that we did. We would always get Chipotle, and we would spend all day recording some, shiitake mushrooms, Sonic Adventure, which I think we only did Sonic Story. We didn't do the whole game. We only did Sonic Story, if I remember that correctly. What else? And Paper Mario. We played through all of Paper Mario, dude. God damn.
Yeah.
We really did. You played through all of Paper Mario. You were the one who was at the wheel for that Let's Play. I remember.
I still can't believe I remembered everything about that game for the most part. Like, I kind of just blazed through it. Because I remember I replayed that game so many times when I was at my cousin's house over in Pennsylvania. Dude, I replayed it like over and over and over again. I made different builds. I focused on different things. I focused. One time I literally focused mostly on HP, and my FP was like down to like 20 or 30. So I was just like doing normal attacks for the most part. So I was like kind of like giving myself a challenge. By like my 6th or 7th playthrough, I was like, I think I'm done with Paper Mario, like forever. Like, and I was like a young ass kid at that point. Because like,
part of the go ahead.
Part of the yeah, it was just like I mean, going off of what you just said, like kind of going off like the experience. Like I think I'm done. Like I remember even just doing a build where like I was like down to like basically 10 HP and 10 FP and just focused everything on BP.
No, that's what speedrunners do.
Yeah.
That's what speedrunners do. And what they do is that they deliberately get their health low and they put on all like the last chance badges and shit. So one jump will do like fucking like 30.
Yeah.
It's like fucking crazy, some of the stuff that they do. Because at first glance, you're like, how the fuck are you playing through the game with such little health? You're insane. And you're like, dude, watch this.
And plus, that game, really speaking, like, progression-wise, it's pretty broken. Like, you can do some gnarly shit, depending on what builds you're going for. HP's boring as fuck because, like, there's really no, like, sort of, like, I guess, sense of stakes after you get, like, 70 HP. Because it's just, like, I got hit by 10. Oh, here's a fucking regular mushroom.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow. Ow. Oh, that hurt.
Ooh, that hurts. Like, literally. Like,
and it's Paper Mario. It's not like other RPGs. Like, a strong attack is something that does, like, 11.
Yeah.
It's not like other RPGs where, like, the moves get up into the thousands. Like, 3 damage in a move, or, like, half of a move, is, like, considered a lot in Paper Mario.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, when I was at least playing the game, it was, I will say this, the 1,000-Year Door definitely upped the difficulty a lot.
Yeah, like, that game was also very broken in terms of what you could do with badges.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, the crazy, like, sort of combinations that I've seen people do, like, especially speedrunners, it's fucking nuts. And obviously the bosses were also, like, more powerful than the ones from the first game, so they had to scale everything accordingly. And literally, like, it's also a longer game than the first one. The first one I could finish in a day if I wanted to.
Is
like,
it?
Yeah, the first one, like, when I was playing it, like...
Oh, because you also can't do the spindy doodle. You can't use the badge to do the magical spindy doodle move on the field, where you can just spin and, like, just walk a lot faster.
Oh, right, yeah.
The Paper 1,000-Year Door did not have anything like that. The fastest you could move in that game was when you were riding Yoshi. Which, by the way, real quick before you continue, if we ever were to play 1,000-Year Door, if there was some way where you and I ever had the time or energy to do this podcast and the fucking full-ass Paper Mario Let's Play,
or the money, it's an expensive game too. Like, if we're trying to even get it,
I have it.
Oh my fucking god, I love you, David. Okay,
I own it. I'm not getting rid of that shit for anything.
Okay,
my copy of 1,000-Year Door, hell no.
Perhaps this would be on the table.
I'm already getting ready to buy, like, my butterfly knives and Glocks for all you people who are trying to break into my house right now to get my 1,000-Year Door copy. You're about to meet the other end of my blade, bitch.
But yeah,
Don't you dare. But yeah, like you couldn't. The fastest. If we were ever to do this, if we were ever to do that, you know how you can name the Yoshi?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to say this on the podcast. I low key wanted to do a 1,000-Year Door Let's Play just to make this one fucking joke. If we were to ever play 1,000-Year Door, you can name the Yoshi when you get the Yoshi as your partner.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to ever to get the Yoshi, we would name it Dadass. So every time we ride him, we're gonna be riding that ass.
That ass is ruined.
Tell me you now don't want to do a full, goddamn, 17-hour sink into Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door to do a Let's Play with me that no one's gonna fucking watch. Also, we could do that one joke. Tell me you don't want to do it.
If we do it, then you're definitely the one playing it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I never finished a 1,000-Year Door like how I did the first game. And again, the first game there is a lot more bosses in there, and it's a lot more longer.
I know that game like the back of my dick. Don't worry. Like, literally, I know everywhere to go and what to do in that game. No worries.
Yeah, like the first game, like it was compared to the second one, I never finished it. That's the thing. Like I got up to
one of my favorite games ever.
It is arguably one of the best Mario RPGs like out there. Period. Like,
Low-key might be the best one to this day, but that's debatable.
I think it's definitely up there with Super Mario RPG.
Yeah,
it definitely up. I only don't put it past Super Mario RPG just because of the fact that like Super Mario RPG was kind of what popularized the RPG like sort of genre for Mario.
Yeah, it was the first one.
Yeah, so that game, that's why like.
That game is so fucking beautiful. It's like literally like it was just Square Enix's portrayal of the Mario universe. I wish Nintendo would let more companies take like a spin on Mario for them that. I mean, they sort of do. Ubisoft sort of did their play on it with the Mario Rabbids games.
But that was tame, though.
Yeah, it wasn't as creative, you know what I mean? It wasn't, like, so unique as its own thing. Super Mario RPG is... A game is so unique, it's so weird, and so beautiful. It's like... It literally feels like a Final Fantasy game with Mario characters. It's like sort of before like Mario got its complete identity as Mario RP, as the Mario RPGs go. Mm-hmm. Plays like a Mario RPG and a Final Fantasy one to the point where there is literally a boss battle in that game from Final Fantasy with the Final Fantasy boss music in there. And when you win, it goes da 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 da. And it's like, oh, that's so sick.
That's a collaboration done right.
Oh yeah,
for real. Like.
And then Square said, fuck you, Nintendo. We're going to go to the PlayStation people. We like them better. And then, like, a year later, they made Final Fantasy VII, which is, like, the greatest RPG ever made. So, yeah.
And then the remake, too, like, when that kicked off. Like, I am still waiting for that shit to come out on PC.
Me too. Me too.
I know it's going to happen, and it's only a matter of time, but it's like we have heard no news of it, and I don't think they're going to do it until after they finish up the last chapter of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I almost bought a PlayStation 4.
I have one, but I'm still waiting for the PC release. That's the thing.
I was so desperate in quarantine, dude, that I had nothing going for me in my fucking life. Getting over a breakup, can't see my friends or anything, that I almost bought a PS4 just to get that game. I almost did. And I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been such a sink of money that I didn't have at the time. But I also didn't do it because the rumor was that it was going to come out a year after the PlayStation 4 release. And, you know, dun, 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 it fucking didn't. You stop me anytime, Dennis.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the podcast now.
I'll play the outro music with my mouth.
But, dude, like, everything about Final Fantasy VII, even people who never even, like, saw the game, recognize so many things about it.
Oh, yeah. I've never played it. I've never fucking played it.
It's so iconic. Like, literally, to people who haven't even played the game. Everyone fucking knows it. Not even just through a Smash because Cloud's in it or else Sephiroth, but it's like, dude, you put on, like, One Winged Angel, you're gonna, every now and then, you're gonna hear someone that's gonna be like, oh, fuck. Like,
Sephiroth is one of the most iconic video game villains ever made, and that's part of the reason why he's in Smash Brothers in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
and I honestly, when I saw that trailer too,
fucking stupid in that game too. He's so good.
Yeah,
he's so good.
He's also like not even like what do you call it? like I wasn't surprised when I heard that he was announced, or like when I saw the trailer, because I was hyped. I don't play Smash like how a lot of people in your community do,
Right.
David. But it's like
My
that
community.
trailer, like that trailer, flat out like thing was like enough to make me like just objectively excited. Not even for the game or for like the fact that Sephiroth is in Smash. It's like, oh fuck, like this, Sephiroth is wrecking shit everywhere in this trailer. Like he's literally taking names and fucking bitches. And this guy honestly is arguably one of like the coolest characters like in video game period.
Yeah.
And I would even say that even though like Cloud is like always seen as like the moody fuck, like who like he's like, oh, like, I have big sword, I'm cool, I'm brooding. Then you see this guy who has longer hair than you, cold and brooding, and
Longer sword.
Like it's just like Sephiroth beats.
But Cloud's is thick though. I mean, he's got that
exactly.
going.
He got the girth. He got the girth.
Sephiroth got the length, yeah, but
but that's why I think what do you call it? Like I even still wish they could have done like a Paper Mario version of Mario in
he was my number one
Smash.
requested character. I wanted Paper Mario, besides like maybe Waluigi, was like the only Mario character I feel like they could have added. But then no, we got a fucking piranha plant.
They could have even done
We
like
got
a
a fucking
skin.
piranha plant.
They could have done a skin for Mario. Like it could have just been like, oh, like you just change his color and then that's his like.
Yeah, but it would have
Yeah.
changed his height, and then people wouldn't have liked it because
yeah,
it wasn't
true.
unique enough. That would have been really like a super deep cut alternate skin. People would have wanted him to be his own fighter too, and his moveset would write itself. He could fly in a plane to recover. He would fight with his hammer. He could do something with partners as his move, as the like his moveset wrote itself. Everything about it, but it didn't happen. No. Let's put a piranha plant in the game because that'd be funny. Fuck you, fucking assholes. But Sephiroth was literally the. I agree with what you're saying. I think Sephiroth, and I've said this plenty of times before, he was, not exaggerating when I say this, by the way, he was the best character they could have possibly added to Smash. I do mean that. I do mean that absolutely wholeheartedly. Because think about it. He appeals to every base.
Yeah.
He appeals to every base. The anime swordsman gets those people happy. The game just came out in the West. He already has a huge Western appeal, as well as Eastern one. He's very much a part of that culture. I said the game came out already. I did say that one. He's he's one of the most iconic video game villains of all time, so he made perfect sense to include him in as well.
Alongside Cloud, especially. Like Cloud's already in there too.
It just like so many like other fighters will be like, oh, this fighter didn't appeal to me, but the next one will, and it'll appeal to one base or the next one, and the fighter isn't typically going to please everybody. No one, and I do mean this, nobody was mad about Sephiroth.
No.
He just appealed to every single base. His inclusion just made complete and total fucking sense. And he wasn't expected to be in the game either. Not at all. We figured if they were going to add another Final Fantasy character, they would put like Noctis or something,
or Leon, or Squall, Squall,
or just someone not from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, it's true.
Because Cloud's already in the game.
Yeah.
But they didn't. There's another Final Fantasy character. Oh, and guess what? It's also from Final Fantasy VII. Made perfect sense with the game coming out, with the game already being just announced. Final Fantasy VII being relevant again. Iconic video game villain. Appeals to both Western and Eastern audiences massively. Everything about it just made sense in ways that all the other fighter inclusions didn't. Which is why I think Sephiroth, he was perfect. He had the hypest trailer too, like the music remixes as well. The stage,
One Winged Angel.
The stage, which is competitively viable. I wasn't even the hypest for Sephiroth over like some other editions, though I was crazy stupid hype when they announced him. It just made sense. Everything about it just made sense, and nobody was expecting him either, which is part of what made it extra hype. So I already tipped my hat to Sakurai for many things, for that man indirectly affecting so many people's lives. And especially in ways that he doesn't know for me, but I tip my fucking fedora to you, Daddy Sakurai, for that one. I can't wait to see who you include as the last one. It's probably going to be like the fucking Ring Fit trainer from Ring Fit Adventure. I'll probably be the only person in the world who will be happy about that. Because that game kicks ass. I'm going to do it after I finish editing the podcast, but I am down.
We didn't even talk about our male Karen story.
It's typical Double D fashion, you know the drill. I wasn't gonna stop it, but the male Karen story isn't as expansive at the very least. I like to just use it as an example of Besides, like those two people who were trying to like rip off those Joy-Cons from me, or like all those different Nintendo accessories. When I was doing the program last year. I've told that story on the podcast. I don't remember what episode. I'll have to look back. So sorry for not knowing it off the top of my head. But this time, we got real Latin passion from both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Because we had a male Karen, a Marin, came in, was really mad. Melvin. Probably, yeah. Was real mad about like just his meal or whatever, threw his spoon down on the counter next to Dennis and me. This was after the girls behind the counter were like gassing me up for my voice. Like there was this girl behind the counter who was telling me I should do narration and stuff. Which in retrospect, now that I think about it, I probably should have talked to that girl for a little longer, shouldn't I have, Dennis?
Should have gotten her number, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even think to do that. Like she was really pretty too, and she was just like talking about how much she liked my voice and stuff, and well, not that she thought I had a voice for narration. Fuck, am I really just that clueless? I think I am. Maybe I just can't. Fair, maybe I just can't tell. You were
also hungry.
I was also very. Well, actually, no. I had my protein shake. If anything, you remember I was like barfing by the time we were done with the Chipotle.
Yeah, it's true, dude. You look honestly, as if you were literally about to like be a busted fire hydrant from both ends. It looked pretty bad. Like
I got like some anxiety spikes when we were having that conversation because of the blood pressure or whatever. No, literally, dude, I just didn't think of it. Like this woman is like complimenting me on one of my features, and I did nothing. Maybe I should reflect on that.
Maybe you should finger blast her next time you see her.
Oh my
with
God.
consent.
Why did you have to take it there, man?
With consent.
I don't know, because some people would like. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the whole philosophy of just like it's better. Like the best way to get with women is to not constantly try to get with women, because I'm not that kind of guy. But I at least should have engaged her more. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's different. And then maybe it could have gone somewhere. I literally just wasn't even. I didn't even think to do that. I'm dumb. Wow. But anyway, like this male Karen, he threw his spoon down on the table and was getting really uppity about his meal or something like that. They were yelling in Spanish. Not just him, but because the girl behind the counter was Latin too. And it got bad because she was being bold. She was about to get up in the guy's face but the other girl coworker who was there, we're not kidding, guys. Like she was literally holding her back. Yeah. She was holding her back from this dude.
At least for me, like from where I was standing, like it really looked as if like she was about to start clapping. And like y'all know when like Hispanic or black girls like start to clap their hands, it's like, yo, they really are gonna like borderline
get the fuck out of my Chipotle.
And I was like, part of me was just kind of like, oh, like I'm like wondering how far this will escalate. But at the same time, it's like, yo, to this guy at least, it's like, can you like just go the fuck away? Like, because it was none of my business and stuff like that. But it's like at the same time, like I was rooting for the girls at the register.
Oh hell yeah, me too. Are you kidding?
Yeah. And that's why like I just like was hoping like, oh, this guy would just. But you know how all Karens are, male or female, they're not gonna drop shit. They don't drop anything. They literally escalate.
Except for spoons.
Yes, except for this guy and his stupid fucking spoons. And to be fair, we don't exactly know.
Don't give me plastic spoon.
Yeah, like we don't know for sure like what the fuck this guy's problem was. Like something about spoons. We heard spoons.
Yeah, again, they were yelling in Spanish. So.
Yeah. In my head, like all, like at least to my ears, it was just like a spoon, a fucking spoon. Like that's like all I heard from like that I could decipher from everything that they were saying, and I was like, but in my brain, I could not let myself believe that this guy is
La cuchara,
causing
la cuchara.
Like this guy is causing this much of a fucking scene because of a fucking spoon. Like I could not, like, dude, you're a grown ass. Fucking adult.
Unbelievably unsatisfied do you have to be with your life to be doing that against food service workers, man? Food service workers, they not only need to be paid more, but they deal with way more shit than they ever fucking deserve, man. I don't get it. I feel so bad.
Really, I don't.
If anything, I probably should have, let the other girl at the counter be a little more comforted by the soothing sounds of my cock. But I didn't do that because I didn't think to that.
And David gives me shit for saying, "Oh yeah, you should finger blast her with consent." It's like apparently I'm the monster.
Yeah, when you do it, it's bad because I'm me and I'm better. Shut up.
Well, David. Well, now my day is ruined. Thank you.
Listen, man. There are sexy singles in my area who want me. All right, I'm better than you.
Yes, but there's a paywall that you have to pay for.
But they want me. And they didn't even need to see my picture. So who's the asshole now? Dennis.
I think still you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just fucking around, but real shit, dude. Like that. This has got me feeling a little self-reflective now. I mean, it also could have very well been this girl not being attracted to me. You know what I mean? She was just complimenting me because a lot of people compliment me on my voice. And so I guess that's part of the reason why I didn't think anything of it. I'm not going to be that asshole who assumes that every girl who's nice to him wants my dick. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be that guy. But at the very least, I should have engaged that person more because they were, like, very attractive and they were saying something really nice about me. Because you never know where that can go. Worst comes to worst, you make a new friend. You know? So, like, yeah. I guess I just default to just not talking to strangers or keeping the small talk so short, and kind of makes me think of like what other opportunities I squander because of it, both, you know, not just sexually or romantically. I'm talking about just life in general, though. I don't know. I'm doing pretty good for myself, all things considered. Your boy's about to make bank this holiday season. You already know.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Podcast, 30K an episode. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's get that bank. No, we'll talk about what's actually happening in my life real quick. If you want to close this out, since you wanted it to be a little shorter today, up to you. I do got one more story to tell.
Please tell us.
I was going to tell this one last week, which is why we are version 2 this week, Dennis. This is why we are version 2 this week, all right? So, this has nothing to do with Karens. I guess our Karen stories are kind of out. Melvin, I hope you're throwing your spoons down in your house. Very unsatisfied with the spoons you got there, too.
And your wife beats you.
Probably. This dude's wife was just like looking at him in the corner too, not doing fucking anything. Like just kept turning to him like, oh, stop, okay, and then just went back to eating. Like, so fucking like, ugh. Everything about it was just so fucking wrong. So this this story was different. This was last week. I was going to tell this story on the podcast last week, but last week was sort of a one topic episode. We were talking about collage, and so this time. I was heading towards Chinatown, right? NYC.
Heyo.
I was heading down there because I was doing this Smash Brothers event. I was commentating it because I'm pretty close with the TOs and the head TOs in the tri-state region for Smash Brothers and whatnot, and he hit me up asking me to do this event, and I hate myself, so I said yes. And it was paid. It was a paid gig, paid for my parking too, which was great. But getting there was already enough of a fucking struggle. The NJ Transit completely fucked me over. Completely fucked me over, right? Because I have, like, bus stations near my house, so I was sitting there waiting for it. And then it turned out, like, I was at the wrong bus stop. Like, the other one was, like, up the road from my house. It was on the other main street, not the one that I was on. And it was coming in 4 minutes. So I had no chance to get it, so I had to wait for the next one. And I'm already crunching on time here. I had to get there by 1 o'clock. So I'm waiting. The bus is supposed to come at like 11:18. I'm waiting for it. I have no data because my sister was living in a tent at the time down in Louisiana, and was using the phone a lot. Don't ask for the context of that. It's not what you think. It's not what you
blowing roadies.
She works for the government. Literally, that's what it is. And so I was waiting for the bus. It was supposed to come at 11:18, so I eventually get Google Maps to start working. It's like, JK, fuck you. We're coming at 11:35. So now I'm not going to make it there on time. Now I'm not going to make it there on time with the public transport. So after all that waiting, I was waiting at the bus stop for like damn near an hour. I have to walk back up to my house, and I have to drive in. I literally had no choice but to drive into the city if I was going to get there on time. And I knew the parking was going to be ass. I knew it was going to be horrendous, but I'm like, I have no choice. I'll do this. And a part of me was happy about it because I would prefer not to pay the money to take public transport or anything like that. I don't mind driving in and out of the city. I don't. I really don't. It's parking.
When it's not busy.
It's parking. And it's New York City. It's always busy. So I go down there. It takes me about half hour, maybe 45 minutes to get there. I live pretty close to New York. And we both do. And I'm just driving there. It's all going good. And then I get there and I'm like, oh, shit. This place isn't, this fucking esports cafe, it's in fucking Chinatown, isn't it? And it was. And the reason I was upset about that is because you want to talk about packed. Chinatown is like New York City packed in general. I tried to park my motor vehicle for an hour and a half. An hour and a half I spent trying to park my car. I was over and over. I have a herniated disc in my back, so I was sitting for too long as well, which was also bad. I was damn near crying in my car. Like, I was slamming my dash. I was having a nervous breakdown. Because there was a part of me that didn't even want to do it, because I wrestled with even wanting to do, like, you know, commentary. And when I was actually doing it, I was having a great time, and, you know, I was reminded by a friend that I can be as involved or uninvolved as I want to, and it doesn't have to be more complicated than that, which is good. I needed somebody to tell me that. But, oh my lord, it took me forever, right? And I know what you're thinking. Well, why didn't you just park in a parking garage, David? I didn't want to leave my car in one of, like, those sketchy-looking garages, but eventually I tried. There was this one that was sort of nearby, and I was trying to park in one that was kind of close. So I get there, right? And I'm already very uncomfortable in New York sometimes, just because I'm a very tall man. New York is not built for guys like me. It's really just not. I'm claustrophobic, too, so I usually only go in elevators when I have to. And if I don't, I prefer to take the stairs, and I cite exercise as the reason, even though I just don't like being in a confined space or, like, in a box. And, which is weird since we're recording it. We're recording the podcast, but whatever. Whatever.
I was literally gonna say.
In a box.
In a box.
In a box. But, yeah. And so, I was driving into this parking garage, right? There was a little bit of a line to it. And I noticed it's a very, 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 very tiny parking garage, right? We would be driving our cars into one of two crane elevators.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
driving your car into a crane elevator, your whole ass car. Not a ramp to just simply drive down and put your fucking car into the lot. A crane elevator that's being operated by a dude. So I would have been in a confined space. Within a confined space. Being operated by a dude who very likely does not speak any English. So what did old David do? He audibly said out of sheer reaction in his car, "Fuck that." And he was backing out. Physically and metaphorically, because I'm like, I'm not putting my fucking car in there. I feel like I'm never gonna see it again. And God forbid if I get stuck in that thing, I'm not even gonna be able to use the emergency button. Because I'm not gonna be able to communicate with this guy. It was all sorts of bad. Oh. And I know you're thinking I'm assuming he didn't speak it, but like, no, like, it was bad. And let me tell you why, because I'm backing out at this point, right? Thankfully, there's nobody behind me waiting to get in, otherwise I would have committed and would have been way past the point of no return. And so I'm backing out to get out of here, right? Because I said, fuck that. I legitimately got a little scared. And BAM! I slammed the side of my car into this dude's office. I slammed the side of my car on this dude, like the wall of this dude's fucking office and everything. And he's like freaking out. He doesn't understand what's going on. He like walks up to me. Like he's like yelling at me now in like Chinese, and I'm just like pointing at him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Doesn't give a fuck about
I'm
your
sorry.
My office. What do you do?
Straight up, yeah, in some Chinglish, I guess. Chinglish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's like yelling at me in. I'm like,
I call
I'm sorry.
it Chinglish.
Chinglish. Oh, that actually sounds kind of racist.
There's also Konglish, Japanglish. It's all of them.
They'll sound a little better just because Chinglish kind of sounded a little like chink. And I was just a little worried for a second.
I mean, well, David, I wasn't even thinking about that. That's just your racist white brain going towards that, okay? So
honest to
don't
God,
pin that on me.
Honest to God, you're actually right. I'm serious. Like, maybe that's why my mind went there. Maybe I'm just being too PC on my virtually non-PC podcast for my own good.
David,
I don't know.
David, you should have just been like, I know. The same way.
I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I mean, I'm not, but I'm not racist. I'm not no, but seriously, he was yelling at me. And honestly, mixed English and Chinese. It really was what it was. It was like it was Chine English, I guess, basically.
Was he angry?
He more so, he was just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Because like we were all just driving into like the lots. We're driving into the elevators, and he sees that I suddenly changed my mind and turned around. I caught the dude off guard. And the thing is, I hit my car on the side of this guy's on the side of the office that was there. So naturally, he was like, what the fuck are you doing? That's what he was. He was like, what are you actually doing? And I'm like, I was being a moron just because I was acting out of fear because I didn't want to go in the confined box. And I just backed down. I'm like, I'm sorry. And I dented my car. It's still there. It's not a severe dent, and the car is operationable. It's operatable. Operational. What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm talking about this guy, you know, like not knowing English. Listen to me. I can barely speak my native language well. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, that car's been through the ringer. Don't worry. It's gotten me to point A to point B. I love my car. I'm gonna miss it when I have to replace it eventually. But yeah. So I back out. There's the dent. I drive around for like a million more years until eventually I get notified or told like there's this other parking garage like right next to the place, and I go in, it's valet, they take the car down a little ramp for you, simply pay the rate, which the esports place was paying for my rate, so I didn't even have to pay for the parking, which was very great, and as it should be, since I was, you know, paying that to get there, which makes more sense. I was providing you for a service as a freelancer, and it all went well. Then I drove home, sat in the typical kind of traffic. Actually, it wasn't even typical kind of traffic. Didn't take me too long to get back, but yeah, I actually enjoyed my time while I was at the esports event, at least while I was commentating. Then I went back to not knowing what I'm doing in that space anymore. But other than that, I had a great time. Got to see some people I haven't seen in a while. And as far as commentary goes, for me, it was like riding a bike. I just went in. I was even doing it with a friend. Somebody who I'd never done the commentary with before, though. I pride myself on my adaptability when it comes to commentating. When I was just doing it, it all just flowed. Like, we didn't even have a game plan beforehand or anything, and, like, I think it was one of the best blocks I've had in a really long time. Probably because it was the first IRL block that I've had since the pandemic started. I've been doing them all from home for so long. And, yeah, it was like riding a bike. You never really forget when you try to go and be good at something.
Mm-hmm. Something at least you've been doing for a long time.
Something that I put a lot of concerted effort into for a very long time.
And, yeah, guys, that's the podcast. So David was basically a retard in New York.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I was.
Dude.
Angry Chinese man called me out on my retardation. As he was rightfully one to do. He was completely in the right there.
There is nothing more, like, kind of, like, almost, like, I guess demoralizing when, like, a guy who barely speaks English, like, chastises you for being an idiot. Like,
especially when he's right.
Yeah, like right there.
It's not like a Karen. He wasn't being a Karen. He wasn't at a restaurant or anything. He's in his place of business, and somebody's acting like a moron in his place of business. He was completely in the right. I felt terrible, but I'm like, I'm not putting my car in there. No way. Usually when like you go to like those parking garages, they'll drive it into those crane elevators for you. Yeah. This one didn't. And there was no elevator. There was no normal elevator to take me back up. And I'm like, how the fuck do I get back up? I'm like, maybe I was missing something and you just get out of the car, like when you get in the crane elevator. I don't know. But like,
that's the trick. You don't.
Time to die.
Time for an insurance case.
And that's when Nintoonist was never seen again. He never showed up for that block.
Legend says you could still hear Nintoonist screaming in the depths of that garage to this very day.
Oh, Lord. Well, yeah, like you mentioned, I guess we're done here.
Well, guys, today was a short episode for you and us, and
normal length too. We're a small podcast. Why are our podcasts always so long? We need to make them short.
We need
3 minutes at max.
We need to love you a long time.
That's true. Sometimes, depending on what we're talking about, sometimes we do need to love you a long time. Whatever, we're done here. Let's not go off about nothing. I'll do this part.
So David's never gonna go to Chinatown again. End of story.
Hey, no, if that place hires me back, there's that parking garage right next to it, and they're gonna pay my rate. I'll probably drive back in, if I'm being honest. Oh, not to mention while I was driving, everything was so congested. You know, New York.
Never mind. David may return.
Bikers everywhere, flopping around in between people, like walking in the streets, so tight and fuck New York. I hate it there.
Never mind. David may return back to Chinatown, but
it depends on his mood.
It depends on if he's had green eggs and ham.
Oh, I had some fucking. If there's anything I will say about New York City. Oh, I had lunch with a friend that I hadn't seen in a while. Holy fuck, the fucking food. Fuck. New York City has the best food on the planet, and that's not a lie.
But not the best delis, though.
No, we got all
Jersey's
that up in
got
Jersey.
the best delis.
Even the best
shittiest
and the best diners.
Yes, that is true. Although there are diners over in New York too, but like no one really knows New York for diners.
Yeah, but
No
they
one really
kind of
knows
have that
for
same
diners.
vibe that Jersey ones do, though, depending on where you are. It depends.
But our shit's more common though, and it's like New Jersey's more like, oh, I could pull over here,
Yeah.
like and like on the highway sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't gotta like spend like 3 years looking for parking like I did, just like get like a fucking diner burger or anything like that. Honestly, fuck you, New York. We're just better. We're better. Fuck you.
Let's not go that far, David.
'Cause we're in New Jersey.
Most of those New Yorkers even come here too, so there's also that.
Newark where people get shot. There's nothing you can do.
Throw a penny in Camden.
Yeah.
Watch it stimulate their economy.
Then come to the diner. Now you're in Jersey. Yeah.
That'd be my line. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Pork rolls, yeah.
We're still doing that live performance of Shut the Fuck Up. I really do want to do that at some point. We're done here though. Let's actually start with the outro. I'm on Fiverr. If you or a friend need any voice work done, I'm adaptable. I've had lots of training for both narration, promo, commercial, character work, all sorts of different kinds of things. And I work for cheap, and I will get your project back to you in a very timely fashion as well. I'm trying to build my repertoire up as a voiceover artist. So if you need anything for your project, whether it's a YouTube video, animation, commercial, narration, literally whatever, please think of me. It'll save your wallet some good money, and it'll get you just as professional of a product as you would get from pretty much anywhere else, or I would like to think that I do. I don't know. Test me out. So if you or anybody else needs any good voice work done, there's my Fiverr link down in the description below. Please think of me for your next project if you need anybody. Look at how handsome I am. Look at that pic. Don't you want me for your voice work project where no one's going to see my face? Don't you want it? No? Okay. Well, that's fine. At least favorite my...
Can you
What?
wear this like Guy Fawkes mask as you're doing it, so I don't have to see your fucking mug? It's like, my God, what a boner killer that is! Holy shit!
Well, goddamn.
But yeah, guys, please. David is a very dependable individual, and he will get your shit done on time.
Yeah, I offer extra services as well. Like if you want somebody to sync your audio to wherever the spot in your project that you need it as, or better yet, just to find like non-copyright music for like your little project or whatever you need. I do various things, so just give me a chance, please. I would help out a lot. You know, I got there's my rate. It's on screen right there. So please, if you want to help me out, that would really help me out more than you know to get me some of that work. So mwah, please. And Dennis, links. Tell them about all of them, I guess.
It's gonna roll off the list here. It's like okay, all right, guys, that was all of our links. Hope you caught that.
You didn't say nothing. Go back.
It's like you want to say the Pledge of Allegiance in 1 second. See, I'm good like that.
Just do it.
Okay. So, yeah, guys, you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on... Oh, gotta take a breath. Whew. You can find us on your mother's podcast. All of our affiliate links, past, even Anchor and a few others, we got all that down below. So please check that out. Leave us a like and a comment and subscribe to David's channel. And please add more people to this audience. Bring your family, bring your dog, all them people. Please bring them here. And we hope you guys enjoy the content. And, you know, for all of our listeners who have been here with us for a while now, we're slowly approaching that year mark. Yeah. We're not at the 100 episode yet, but I still think at least a year of doing this is still quite a milestone regardless. So, guys, thank you again for sticking around with us for as long as you have. And for all you new people who are here too, you know, please, we appreciate any and all, like, viewership you can give us. We appreciate it immensely. So, David, you may close us out, my friend.
Thank you all so much for listening. Definitely follow us on all those links, like Dennis said, below and all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe on Spotify, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And leaving on for your tip of the week. Take public transport into New York if you can.
Don't drive.
Driving
ever.
There sucks because you're going to have to find some place to park it.
And you will hate yourself.
And get stuck in a crane elevator being operated by someone who probably doesn't speak English.
And if you're ever going into the New York for first time and you go there during rush hour, yo, bless your heart.
Bless your soul.
David, like, I was legit in New York traffic for 8 fucking hours. It was not fun.
I've had my fair share of traffic as well, man. I mean, just don't back out of parking garages like a dunce and, like, get people rightfully angry at you, yelling at you in both English and Chinese. It's not worth it, man.
Who'd have thought the same guy who basically packed your chicken and broccoli for your takeout is the same guy that basically also yelled at you in the parking garage?
It was not the same guy.
No, it was the same guy.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. I could confirm. He was my cousin. He told me about you. He's like, yo, this like Guaylo, like coming down here, like, you backing out into my office.
Aren't you Korean?
I'm a lot of things, David. I don't see nationalities.
Yeah, you're a lot of things, all right.
You're a piece of shit. That's what you are.
Yeah, that's all right. You got my words in there. We're done here, folks. Thanks for listening. Lights off.
Lights off.